I tell people when you analyze the so-called aberrations in the Black personality, you must always ask the question, what are their social functions and role? Who benefits from this aberration in the Black man's mind? What are the social and political and economic benefits, and for whom? Who gains from this particular orientation in our minds? And then you begin to see why it's there and what its function is. And so every complaint we have about ourselves has a political.
When we touch here, maybe just try this, ladies and gentlemen. Listen.
Social intent, beneficial to white folk and detrimental to ourselves. And that means then somewhere along the way, we became possessed by these orientations, and they were implanted in our personalities. We have come to identify with them as our natural selves, as our natural orientation. We have assumed that they represent who we are. And we have now then found many ingenious ways to defend the demons that possess us. And ultimately then, those demons destroy us and have us destroy others like ourselves. There's another form of possession we call lucid possession. In this sense, the person at least has a sense of self, and they have the sense that there's another spirit in them. And they struggle with that spirit, sometimes losing the battle every now and then. They become obsessed with their struggle, with the spirit. And in a sense, then are disenabled by that struggle. So some of us are in that state. We're not quite satisfied with the identity we have. We know somehow that there's a deeper African self in us. We're also aware that there's a Eurocentrically implanted demon in us, and we wrestle with it daily. There's another type of possession we talk about here, and that's spontaneous, what has sort of occurred spontaneously against our will. This is in contrast to one we talk about as artificial, one deliberately created. What do we mean by that? When we go into a particular social setting, such as a church or such as a rock concert or the like, and we go through a set of rituals and behavior, we go there and go through these behaviors and rituals and songs and dance as a mean of deliberately being possessed by what? The spirit. And having our bodies taken over and being possessed. And then we say, we feel what? The spirit. We feel the spirit living within us. And so consequently, much of our life is about provoking through artificial means spirits which take over us and assume control of our behavior. Latent possession means when we are possessed and we don't even know that we are possessed. And I think that defines a lot of us. We're not even aware, and those are the hardest ones to break through because they don't sense any kind of split within the personality. They and their possessing spirit are one and the same. And when you try to exorcise their possessive spirit, they feel as if you are attacking them personally. And in defending their person, they defend the spirit that possesses them. Let's be a little more concrete, and I want to just...
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. What's going on, Cassidra?
I'm good. What's up with you?
Not much, chilling. Long day. I was rushing to get here. I'm a little bit late, so my bad for that.
It's okay. It's all good. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. I was running late myself, so you did me a favor.
That's
You
good.
did me
That's
a
good.
favor. So I'm like, okay, that's good.
Yeah. And shouts out to Matron in the building. Appreciate you coming through, Matron.
Hey, matron.
Yeah, make sure I definitely subscribe to her and her readings and shouts out to
Yes.
her, support her. Shouts out to Raw in the building. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate it. And how you doing today, Cassandra?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm looking at this title and I'm like, oh yeah, it's a good one. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, so let's just get into it. Like I said, I was trying to hurry up and find the right stuff. I don't know if I got all the right stuff, but we'll see. All right.
Mm,
Oh yeah,
okay,
first
we'll
before
make
we
it work.
yeah, before we I'm gonna play with this. I'm gonna play this brother speaking.
I want to make it to heaven. I try my best to tell the truth. People don't like my style, how I talk, my delivery, but you ain't catching me in half truth and lies. See, I want to make it to heaven.
Consider see, I had to play that because they'd be mad at some of the stuff we'd be saying, but it is what it is.
Your computer going in and out unless it's mine. I only heard the end of it. I don't know if it's
For
my
real?
computer or yours. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you clear. You can't hear
Yes.
me?
It sounds like it
All
was
right.
going in and out. I only heard the last part when he said, I want to make it to heaven. Is that all he said?
No. Oh, it's short, but can you hear me clear now?
Okay. I can hear
You
you
can.
better. How is it in the chat, you guys? Are you hearing okay? Let us know.
Okay, so let me know if it started messing up. I'm good
Yeah.
now because okay.
Yeah.
I think
So
because I
far.
think when I put the screen share, I might have did something. So
I try my best to tell the truth.
I don't know how to.
People don't like my style, how I talk, my delivery, but you ain't catching me in half truth and lies. See, I want to make it to heaven. I try my best to tell the truth. People don't like my style, how I talk, my delivery, but you ain't catching me in half truth and lies.
You heard that clear that time?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he died, didn't he?
Yeah, he passed away. Can you hear me, Cassandra?
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah, I
Cassandra.
can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, it's like a little delay or something.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay. Is it mine? You want me to come out and come back in, or what is everything is clear? Anthony said on your end. Okay.
All right. Yeah,
Can
I
you
can
hear
hear
me
you.
okay for guys?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay,
you. It's just
cool.
like
We
a
go.
minute to respond, I think.
Do you want me to come out, come out and go back in?
Yeah. Go out and come back in and see what happened.
Okay.
Yo, what's going on, Kofi? They said this was heaven until they crashed it. Yeah, facts. All right, so we're gonna give Cassidra a second to come back in. It was like a delay or something. It was throwing me off. All right. And yeah, we got a specific topic, but yeah, if y'all wanna anybody wanna come on here, y'all definitely welcome to come on here. All right, here she go. All right, Cassidra, you good now? Oh, you can hear me clear?
Yeah, so far.
All right, yeah, I think
so far.
I think we're good now.
Good. Okay, cool. Not when it came out and went in the YouTube way instead of the, you know what I'm saying, instead of the other way.
Yeah.
So maybe this is better.
All right. So, all right, Cassidra, and shouts out to Erica for sending me this. I think this is video from that brother, Carmelo Anthony.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is like the video of the beginning of it.
Okay, this is a mess.
Yeah.
A very personable guy. I can tell, like, talking to you right now, like, you're a good dude.
Thank you, bro.
And like, just like you're
I don't know.
no matter what you do, even if God forbid this doesn't work out, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be a good dude.
Thank you, bro.
Oh, he said, everybody keep Koku father in his prayer. His father is ill. Yeah, I definitely hope his father get better. You know, I'm sorry to hear that. So definitely shouts out to Koku and Better Medicine Podcast.
Prayers, yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
That means a lot.
Alright, so like, let's say we are gonna watch one of your videos tonight. What would it be? Like, give me one.
What you say, bro? Yeah. What's your favorite one?
Right, maybe.
One more to the right.
Nah.
Yeah, this is our tailgate, so one more to the right. It's like a super fucking TV.
Oh shit. Hey, bro, you gotta talk to him like that, bro. He didn't.
I'm just saying, maybe. Hey, could you just
move, bro? No, hey, bro, it's okay. Just move.
He doesn't mean like.
It's okay, move, but
I don't mean to be a
no, but I know, but you have to talk to him like that. No, I'm saying this is my guy though, bro. Like, no, bro. No.
See, if this is it, like he only went up to the black dude. He's the only black dude there, by the way. I'm not for nothing, but he only went up to the black dude that looked like. What'd you say, Cassidra?
Bro, hey, we're good. All you had to say was, hey, bro, can you please move?
Go ahead.
This is respect, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, no. He don't mean it like that.
Is he drunk? Is he drunk?
I don't know, but maybe.
I just don't like disrespect, bro. He can talk to me like that. Don't talk to him like that. He's just doing his job.
Hey, we're good. Hey,
let's just respect each other, bro. For sure.
I'm not trying to be. No, yeah.
You cussed at him, bro.
Bro, he's fucking away the TV is my tailgate. I can see
you didn't have to cuss at him though, bro. He's not a child, bro.
All right, so this is a different incident of somebody else, you know what I'm saying? But they saying this is like resurfacing because we're gonna go into that. So I know Cassidra want to say something.
What's the problem? No, he just cussed him out, bro. And I was like,
he said y'all get up. He asked you to get up.
God damn it.
Hey, what's the problem?
Is he drunk? Because if he's drunk, then it's okay. I'm
What's
not.
the problem?
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
No, nobody was arguing with him or nothing. He just cursed at him like he was a child. And I was like, hey, bro, you don't disrespect everybody, you know? No, I'm just explaining to you what happened.
Okay.
For sure.
Appreciate it. Good. Have a good day.
For sure.
All right, so that was a different
Did
thing.
he just brush him off or what? What was that about?
Right, you heard him. He's like, yeah, whatever,
He was trying to
buddy.
talk to him. He just brushed, yeah. He was like,
Right.
you know, it's over now. It's, you know, what? Man, you know what? See, okay. One thing, I told y'all to stop hanging out with them. I told you. They bring trauma and drama everywhere they go. I don't care. Those are not friends. Stop trying to talk to them. Those are not friends. I'm telling you, everywhere they go, they bring trauma, drama, rage, anger, everywhere they go. What is it? And how many times do we have to keep telling y'all, leave them alone? Those are not friends. He ain't got no business in that group. Go find you another group, or just go sit down somewhere by yourself. You don't need a group when it's all them. I wouldn't want to be on the team with all of them anyway. And whether it was raining or what happened, we got to stop. Keep yourself safe so you don't even put yourself in a situation where you got to defend yourself. If you see them jokers coming, go the other way. Seriously. Because, you know, when they get balls when they have a pack of them. They're like wolves. They're like wolves. When it's a bunch of them, they got balls. When they by themselves, they good. But just don't even hang out with them. Just stick to yourself, you know, enjoy your life and have a great day. Because you know somebody's going to start something if it's just one of you and five of them. You already know that, right? So why is it we keep trying to hang out with them? Those are not friends, and those are not people that you want to date. And this is what we have to start training our babies, especially if you're not going to take them out of their schools. If you're not going to take them away and put them, you know, in our own black schools, then you need to start teaching your children, male and female, that those are not friends. Period.
Mm-hmm. And all right, so I might don't have the right thing because, like I said, I was rushing here. But this is what you sent me, Cassandra. I think this is he has a. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this too. You know, I was listening to my brother MD2 earlier, and there is a good point about having your own, because we talked about this before when with these companies to raise money and stuff like that, because they were shutting down Black people trying to raise money for certain things. Not saying in this case, this was a while ago, and we was looking at like there is like I think it was like one Black company that's like I gotta relook it up, you know. But anyway, this is his thing right here, and I think he got like 100,000 so far or something like that.
Oh wow, is that really?
I don't know how much he got so far. I think so. I think he got the thing already because a lot of people was mad about it that so many Black people gave to him. But I think this is the official one. So I said I was going to show.
Yeah, but they wasn't mad about Kyle Rittenhouse, was it? I'm tired of them crackers trying to sit up there. They trying to tell us how to parent, but they get mad when we take care of ours. But they can sit up there and give who was that? Daniel Penny all that money, like 300,000. He got a lot of money. When he choked out the Black dude, he got a lot of money. But you want to sit up there and get mad when we take care of our own? No. Whatever. We're gonna take care of ours. I'm gonna look up and see how much he got.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now because I want to see it. Like if I play it, it's gonna be somebody you don't want to hear from, like off the top, you know. But you know, I'll show it anyway. All right. So okay, it says this dude is claiming, according to this dude, he got 170,000, and they kind of mad about it. So
that Carmelo Anthony had stabbed a high school boy. I was shocked. Really? I mean, he's a big NBA superstar. Wait, it's a different guy named Carmelo Anthony. This guy's Carmelo Anthony with the K. I'm not really joking. People said, "Hey, did you hear about that thing where like that dude Carmelo Anthony stabbed some like 17-year-old?" I was like, "What? For real?" Yeah, Carmelo Anthony. He's a first. I do believe the initial breakout story, why it went viral, was because it's the story of.
All right. So anyway, he got. It says that one said 170. This one said 160. Could have been different times, whatever.
Good. I don't give a dang on. They did the same thing with Kyle Rittenhouse, and he shot 3 people. So now what? So you mad because we taking care of ours like you did yours? Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the point? What's their point?
Yeah, well, they just like to be Matrix. They're mad because we're surrounding this young man for standing his ground.
Exactly, and they mad about it. They mad about it. They want us to go against our own for them. You done lost your mind. I wish we could show up in court. That'd really trip them out. Everybody show up for court. Everybody show up for this brother for court because he was standing his ground. And you know the whole story would never come out to him because them crackers ain't gonna tell it. He was being bullied, and he stood his ground. And now they mad. No, you should have mind your business. You ain't have no business saying anything to him because I think he was sitting under a tent. It was raining, and they, when the young man told him to move, he, no, I'm not moving. And I'm sure he didn't say move. I'm sure he said it a whole nother way. You know what I'm saying? So hey, he got what he got.
Yeah, fact.
You want to tell us to teach our children how this, that, and the other? Well, you teach your children how not to shoot up schools, supermarket. Okay, shoot other people while they protesting. Okay. They always trying to sit up there and have something to say, but they kids can act a fool and shoot up schools. You had a school shooting today.
For real.
Some white girl. Like, y'all get out of here. Trying to tell us what to do. Tell your kids stop shooting up schools. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah, and they do GoFundMe quick as hell, like that white boy Daniel Penny or whatever. Exactly. Like he got like a couple $1 million, right?
Exactly. And you mad because we're taking care of ours? You took care of yours. Kyle Rittenhouse, he had one too, didn't he? Shoot. And that dude shot 3 people, killed 2, and got off. Okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah. And look, I don't even want to play this dude. This is like on the spur type of thing. I'm only playing this dude here because he's gonna go into what we're talking about later, right? But this is the same.
Out. He is. I don't even know if I can stand him a minute. Oh God.
But this is gonna go into him a little bit later. You know
Oh
what I'm
my
saying?
God.
So,
That brother right there, we get in trouble. We're gonna have to take him out before we do anything. Because he'll hurt us for his massa. Because he loves some massa, honey. Love white folk. Woo, love white folk. He remind me of that Governor Mark Robinson. That's what he remind me of. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I should use his last words this time. Mark Robinson. He's like, sometimes you just gotta take people out. You just gotta do that. But anyway,
cut and dry case that somehow is being turned into not a cut and dry case. And I don't think this is by accident. I don't think this is organic. So Austin Metcalf, 17-year-old kid, sitting under a tent at a high school track meet on a Monday or Tuesday morning. I can't, my memory is now getting a little fuzzy, but he's sitting under a tent in the stands, and this is kind of commonplace and common practice. And he sees a kid sitting under their tent that's not from their school, and there's some sort of conversation about, hey kid, you need to move. And the other,
I'm trying to find the right spot.
Saying like, hey, I did it. Can I claim self-defense and some of these other things? This seems cut and dry. Two high school kids had a verbal dispute.
No, somebody touched somebody, didn't they?
Stabbed another kid in the heart. This is murder. And this isn't controversial. And what I've seen play out in the social media space is like, and I've tried to point this out, and I've said this to people over social media, is like, someone's defense team, Carmelo Anthony's defense team, and these non-government organizations, NGOs, that seem dedicated
they talk too slow and
to driving racial division, they're pumping out information over social media that is clouding up a cut and dry case, and it is trying to draw a lot of sympathy and change the narrative on what transpired here and what seems a cut and dry case. And I posted over X this weekend, I was like, hey man, everything you see related to this case, everything that paid, and I'm, this isn't organic. People are being paid. And yes, does this not sound, it sounds crazy, and it sounds like, well, that won't fly. You can't have a verbal confrontation and have someone touch your back.
All right. They talk too slow. I should have listened to the right parts before so I can get it. But yeah, the brother already said that his twin touched him first.
Exactly. Exactly. His brother. But see, this is what coons do. This is what black folk do, who's so busy trying to show white folk their support, trying to make sure that white folk understand, I got you. This is who this man is. He always got something to say about, something negative. But his brother already said what it was. He touched him, period, and he got touched back. Okay, so what's the problem? He went over there to do some dirt, and okay, he wasn't as tough as he thought, huh? Okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Enough said. I'm just saying. Enough said.
So speaking of this dude here, right? So the reason I brought him up, because I want to show you this, right? Because he's talking about people getting paid to do this and do that. But listen to this, right? Because now this white boy here, I don't know. Well, he's a white boy. I don't know what they call him. He is gonna call him out and say whatever,
And by the way,
my role is to confer dignity on white conservatives. Let's play SOT 12.
And by the way, you are a token. Hey, Jason, you're a token. You are in conservative media as a black guy that can confer upon white people the dignity of not being called a racist for having their views. That's why you get paid. And that's why I don't, because I didn't have the privilege of being born black. I was born white. So there's a limit on what I can say. There's a limit on what I can say without being penalized in the so-called free marketplace of ideas. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows. And everybody's sick of it, especially in the conservative space, that blacks have had it easy. It is, and I don't doubt that he's a sincere person. I'm sure he's a sincere person. I'm sure he's genuine.
He's probably
But
not genuine.
you are playing by a different set of rules, pal. You have training wheels on. You think you've earned it?
You're DEI
Everything you
hire,
have.
boy.
Take a look around at your studio, your contract, your employees. If you said the stuff that you said as a white person, your ass would be fucking gone. And everybody knows that. You're on Blaze hosting E. Michael Jones talking about the Jews. It's a good fucking thing you're black, because if you weren't, you would have been fired like Elijah Schaffer.
Uh-oh. And so now you see the fools on his side is saying, yo, this dude is paid to do stuff. Like, that's why you see all these coons out here talking about this case here.
Ain't that something?
Let's see what he got to say.
I'm glad I remembered that clip, because there's a couple things going on here. There are, there's jealousy. There is some sort of belief that I'm immune to the consequences of my journalistic standards, of my approach to journalism. How dare you interview E. Michael Jones, and if you were white, you would have been fired. And he's comparing me to Elijah.
He's telling truth.
I had Elijah Schaffer on this show years ago when he worked at the Blaze. And when you are 57, 56 at that time, or when you start here at age 52, 53, when you have put together.
He talks so long, he ain't saying nothing.
Put together for you.
Nothing.
The journalistic career that I've put together. And I'm sorry, that God has put together for me. And I say that in all sincerity.
Tell us, are you getting paid or not? Yes or no? What was the lie?
No, God, so somebody who paying you to say some coon stuff, and he's just told you. That's why all you see all these fools out here talking against that brother Carmelo Anthony. Like, the black community this and black community that. But this is what they get paid to do. So
things that I accomplished as a journalist, and they're on record. There's no question about it that God allowed me to be one of the best sports journalists. And this will be offensive to the people that hate me, but it's just reality in American history. He's comparing me to a child who was at the beginning of his career in the media, and expects that a child.
That boy is walking on eggshells. Like, come on, get to the point.
I know he is like, whew, Lord, please get to the point.
The assertion that I've been given everything. Oh boy. That's quite a stretch, but he can have that narrative.
Giving everything because you're cooning.
Remotely sound defensive.
That's what he was saying.
The one thing I do want
to called out, ain't that something? I'm loving it.
This thought
that called out by the people that you trying to defend.
Now if a brother called him out, he would be going in like, "Oh, this is the problem with black people."
Yeah.
That boy that walked on eggshells so much.
He didn't expect that one though. He didn't expect that one. He talked all the way around that bush, did he? And ain't said nothing. Still ain't.
He still ain't said a word.
I'm
Talking
loving
about
it.
God put this together for me. What?
That's what
What are
they
you talking
think about you, Nick.
Conservative. I'm here to defend Christian values.
Oh God,
I'm
shut up.
here to defend anyone that stands on Christian values. And I don't want Christian values demonized as racist. And so anybody that is standing on the truth, the historical account in this Bible.
What the Bible got to do? This situation was not in the Bible, fool. What is he talking about?
Too firmly and points back to this Bible
He's talking
and his
about
word
right now,
and
you.
his ways. And I've watched the culture try to demonize people standing on this word and this truth.
See, now he's going back to, he's trying to say it under the, he's talking going back to black people. He's going, our culture trying to demonize something. I don't know what he's talking about.
People standing on this word and this truth. And they're trying to cleverly paint it as racist and only white conservatives do this or do that, or white evangelicals, or Uncle Tom black people. Yeah, I want to confer dignity to God's truth. And I don't want it smeared and promoted as racist.
Is that if people call me Uncle Tom? Yeah, I am. That's what he said. Yes, I am.
For black people, and that's what they've been doing. Hey, if you follow the Bible, black people, that's going to harm you.
Black people.
Wait a minute, how he get on that? The white boy was talking to you. We didn't say nothing to you.
Well, black people, what the
I'm
world?
done. I love it. I love it.
What the world?
And I will defend anybody that I believe is following this Bible. And I will call out anybody that's pretending to follow the Bible while pointing people straight to hell. And so that's why I've had to, from time to time, pretty consistently on this show, like, hey man, this stuff going on in the pulpit in these black churches and all this racial idolatry and all this understanding of the world they're passing on to their congregants, that this is a battle of black versus white. That's why I call, hey man, that's not biblical. There's no way. We can go to Ephesians.
That white boy ain't say nothing about the Bible, by the way.
He don't know what else to say. He don't know what else to say for Cass. He just run it off at the mouth. Ain't got nothing to say when they white, huh? I don't want her master's feeling. Yes, master. I got you, master. They say black people. What black people got to do with it? We ain't say nothing to you. It's such a code. I can't stand it. Oh boy, it's during the Civil War. We're gonna have to watch him.
We can go to the Bible and find no mention of race. And I know that y'all try to find,
well, that's a lie right there. Because you can pull up some scriptures if you want them. I'll let you pull them up. So we know who's not reading their Bible. And I guarantee you they wasn't talking to them coons and them crackers up in that Bible. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
And I think if you understand when Paul called out Peter, that was really about.
Does he have anything else to say for Cass? Because you wasting time. He ain't got nothing else to say. Not that I want to hear.
He didn't address none of that stuff.
He didn't say nothing. He was too busy trying to, skate. He was too busy trying to skate. What you skating for, bro? Don't say what you got to say. And don't be scared. Don't be scared.
So pretty much this is what all of these coons and when all these people talking against that brother Carmelo Anthony and all that stuff, like he's saying, they're getting paid to do that thing. You know what I'm saying? They are straight sellouts, And speaking of that, so that goes into what we were saying here, right? And like I said, I just hurry up and pick one that I found, but talking about the Willie Lynch letter, and let's just go through it and see what we get out of it. Maybe I could have found something better, but it is what it is.
Today we're looking into some really fascinating stuff. We're talking about the Willie Lynch letter and its connection to the transatlantic slave trade. So we've got some excerpts here from a document it's actually called Willie Lynch Letters, but this was published back in 1999. We've got that, along with, and this is where it gets interesting, some historical accounts from congressional debates on slavery, like real congressional records.
Oh, wow.
From the late 1700s.
That's amazing.
I think we should probably address right off the bat the authenticity of the Willie Lynch letter itself.
Right.
It's hotly debated. Some scholars are pretty sure it's a hoax.
I can see why.
Others argue that even if it wasn't actually written back then, it still reflects a mindset that was pretty prevalent at the time.
Yeah. You know, regardless of whether it's genuine, just the fact that it exists and has become so influential is something worth looking at.
Exactly. We're not here to like settle that whole debate.
Right.
Yo, speaking of that, right? Because I want to show you something else, right? Whether, because we could talk about that real quick. I know you talked about it before, Cassidra, about whether it was fake or not. But I want to show you this because it goes back further than that, you know, as far as lynching goes. So apparently they try to say lynching and all of that come from this dude named Charles Lynch, who was a Virginia slave owner type of thing, you know, a military officer, but he was a judge or whatever. And they said, according to some people, and this is, like I said, a quick John, you can look it up yourself, but the phrase lynching and lynch law are believed to come from his name, you know, who was in charge of what they call a kangaroo court during the Revolutionary War. And apparently, like, that's what they used to do to the people who they called the loyalists, which most of the loyalists, quote unquote, was black people who, you know, they used, you know. But so even when they say it's not true, you can see where that term and that person comes from, who it was a judge and a slave owner and all of that, you know. But even if it's like not real or whatever, you know, consider it. So like, what you think about that? Like, it's like whether it's real or not, we definitely acting it out.
Well, I mean, you can look around and see it's real. I mean, everything they're saying. Don't you see it in our community? I mean, we see it, don't we? So how can they say it's not real?
Right.
We see it every day. Every day. We see it. Them crackers ain't gonna never admit to it being real. You know that. Just like they not gonna call you in niggas to your face, but that's how they feel. They're cowards. They're cowards. They always try to hide. The devil works in secrets. They like to work in secrets because that's who children they are. They don't want to put it in your face. This is what we think of you, because they want to continue using you on the side, on the back end. Because they come to your face, then you'll understand, okay, this is how I got to move because I know how they feel. I see how they feel. Right now, they're gaslighting. We didn't say that. We don't feel like that. I have black grandchildren. I have a best friend that's black. Get out of here. So yeah, that's real. We know that's real. Oh man, hold on. Go ahead. I pass.
All right. And Kofi said the author who wrote it said it's fiction, but it's the mindset of post-traumatic slave syndrome. Right. And you can call it Willie Lynch syndrome, you know. Instead of even saying a letter, you could just say Willie Lynch syndrome, because that's the mentality that seems to be in place, like what this system has done, you know.
Goal is to understand the ideas in the letter, how they relate to, you know, the bigger picture of slavery
and the history surrounding it. Exactly. I mean, this letter has gained so much traction in our culture. It's really important to understand why
it resonates, yeah.
What that says about the power dynamics of that time period. It's a fascinating thing to study.
Okay, so let's actually jump into the letter itself. It starts by describing this gathering of slave owners. They're all meeting on the banks of the James River in Virginia.
Okay.
And there's this guy, William Lynch, supposedly he's giving a speech where he lays out this like foolproof method for controlling enslaved people.
Interesting.
And what really struck me is how much emphasis he puts on using psychology as a tool of control.
Yeah. Like even more so than physical force, right?
It's almost more insidious, right? Because he's talking about turning people against each other. It's like use their age, use their skin color, even their intelligence as a way to create division, distrust.
Prevent them from unifying. It's a classic divide and conquer strategy.
Totally. And it's something we still see today, obviously not just in the context of slavery.
No, absolutely not. It happens in political systems and workplaces, even within families sometimes.
Yeah. It's almost scarier than outright violence in a way.
I agree.
Because it's so subtle, so manipulative.
Yeah.
You're making people participate in their own oppression.
Exactly. And what's really chilling about the letter is how, like, methodically he lays it all out. He's very specific.
Like a step-by-step guide, yeah.
Right. It's like he's saying, okay, first you got to exploit their insecurities, then you play on their aspirations, pit them against each other based on like their strengths and weaknesses. And the goal is to break them, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally, to create this prison in their minds.
And he doesn't just stop at interpersonal divisions. He talks about targeting enslaved women in particular.
Right. Breaking their spirits, making them dependent.
Making them more compliant, he says, which is, it's just so disturbing because, you know, he's disrupting entire families, communities.
Right.
Right. Because, go ahead, Cassandra, you want to say something?
So what's fake about that? Don't we see it today? So they trying to act like they so disgusted and talking and trying to put it on one man. That's a whole system that they set up. That's a whole system. That's not just about one man. That one man went from city to city across the country with this garbage here. And they said, we'll have them doing this for 300 years. Ain't that what they said? I mean, it's 500 now. I mean, he went over 200 years.
Yeah, he underestimated himself.
He underestimated. But I'm just saying, what's alive? And then they want to act like they so, oh my God, oh, really? Yeah. They know what they was doing. They did it on purpose. But you have to understand the spiritual aspect of that. It wasn't just a man that thought of that. You got to go deeper with that. That's not just a man that knows how to do that. That's going to stick for so long. That's a spiritual aspect.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is a whole system, though. You know, like it started even before they say what they're saying, because you had laws in the 1600s that specifically separated Black women. Like if you married a Black woman, you would have to pay double taxes. Like they had a law where like if you didn't have to pay, like if you was over 15 or 16 or something like that, you had to pay taxes except for women, but Black women didn't count. So Black women had to pay taxes, right? So that was probably one of the first things. And then of course you had that law where they said, you born to an enslaved woman, you are enslaved for life and all of that stuff. But the whole point is like the whole system is designed to make sure that you like first to separate the man and the woman in the family aspect, because if you don't have the man and the woman in the household like stable, then it's going to affect the child, right? Who's going to come up and his whole life trying to overcome mental health issues and overcome his trauma. And then by the time by the time he's 40, he finally figured it out, but then it's probably too late. And who knows how many other people he affected, and he probably infected his own children by now who then got to grow up and overcome their own trauma.
Right. And this is something that we need to be teaching our children. This is something that we need to be reading to our children so that they can understand what they're walking in. Because we know a lot of Black folk don't even know about the Willie Lynch. I've asked so many people and they say, what's that? What do you mean? What's that? What? This needs to be a mandatory read so that we can understand what we're walking in. So then we can teach you how to walk out of it, how not to even get into it.
Right.
Because if you don't know that you're under a curse, if you don't know that you're walking into some falsehoods, what do? You continue walking that path and things continue falling, continue failing. And you're like, man, what's going on? Well, hold on. Let's stop and rethink this. What's really going on here? Let's really stop and think, what were we educated? What were we taught? And if we did that, how do How do we break it? How do we back out of it? How do we reverse it? But some people don't even, like I said, they don't even know about this letter, so they don't even know what they're walking in. So tell me it's not fake again when I see Black folk walking in this daily. Okay, all right.
Yeah, and you know, most of their attacks on is like economic warfare waged upon us so that we have to be dependent upon the very system that is designed to destroy us, right?
Yeah,
So
but we did that to ourselves. We had our own, right? Remember now, we had our own. But some little sold out Negro told us, hey, let's go over here and hold hands with the white girl. Man, Black folk didn't have sense enough to say, damn, that white girl. We're gonna go over here and we're gonna keep our power. You didn't know you was giving up your power. You didn't know you was giving up your schools. You didn't know you was giving up your neighborhoods. You didn't know you was giving up your bus stations. You didn't know you was giving up your baseball. You didn't know you was giving up any of that. That's just crazy to me. To have all of that and turn around and let it go. That's mental illness. That's some PTSD stuff right there. To give up your power, you have nothing now. You at least had power to say no, because I'm going to stay over here on my side of town. You stay on your side of town. I don't even need you coming over here. We're going to support each other. We're going to keep our money over here. But we sat up there and one man who was sold out, one man who was shaking hands with the Rockefellers, because they had a picture of him shaking hands with the Rockefeller, told you, come on, let's go over here, y'all. Y'all leave that over there and come on over here. What? Nobody has sense enough to say I'm not doing that. You going on over there. We're going to stay over here because our ancestors set this up for us. And we're going to stay over here because we know what's best for us. Exactly. And it wasn't. Same ice. Same drain. Same drain. But nobody had sense enough to say, dude, we're not doing that. You going on over there with your buddies. We're going to stay right here. We're going to continue building. Because guess what? Because they had we hadn't that long been out of slavery, you guys. Come on. But you know what? We perfect everything. Don't you know our schools would have been better than theirs if we had kept our schools over here? We'd have fixed them things up. It'd have been better than theirs. Do we not know that? We didn't need to go over there to their schools. They just had the ups on us for a minute. But look at Black Wall Street. We had our own everything. So that shows you that we could build it. Slaves came out of slavery with nothing and built cities. Do you understand that? They didn't have the $1.3 trillion that we have today. They had absolutely a potato, probably a piece of bread, and an apple. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't release them with no reparations. They gave it to the white farmers, but they let them Black folk go with nothing but a bag full of bread. And that's what they built on. They didn't vote. Wasn't nothing about voting. But they went over there and they built something because they knew it was mandatory. So we turned around and slapped them in the face, let it go, and came back over there where we shouldn't have never been, where they didn't want us to go because they told us don't take them too long to get it. And it's 2024 and they still don't have it. And we still waiting for them to get it. Please. I rest.
And yo, shouts out to my brother DeMarcus, and it's been a minute, my brother. How you doing, my brother?
Welcome.
But yo, it's I think that because I ain't gonna lie, I don't know if it's like this or it's just always been. Because I think the Moors probably tried to teach white people how to clean up, how to take baths because of a white girl.
They need to teach their behinds nothing. They don't know what they don't know. And I ain't got time to teach you. Watch me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time to come over there and teach you. They ask dumb questions now. Well, what about it? Go look it up. Go research it. I ain't got time to teach you. You know what I'm saying? I'm too busy trying to teach my own. I ain't got time to worry about if you got it or not. I don't give a dang on if you got it or not.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but you probably saw that white girl was like, damn.
See, every time you teach them, you have anything to do with them, then you know what I'm saying? Just don't have nothing to do with them. I can't wait till they disappear. Do you hear me? They said 2040, they're done. 2040, y'all stop having babies with these because y'all creating your own enemies. Y'all create these half-breed Indian enemies that don't like Black folk. Some of them biracial kids don't like Black folk. They'll pick a white person in a minute. And here we are sitting up here doing what? recreating our own more enemies, not better, but creating other enemies. Because white folk gonna be gone in 2040, right? So now we're gonna have to be worried about these half breeds. Y'all done lost y'all mind. What we doing?
And undermining the role of women.
Yeah.
It's been a tactic of oppression for centuries. Breaking down the family structure isolates individuals, and that makes them dependent on the very system that's oppressing them.
And then there's this whole concept of crossbreeding that he brings up.
Oh, wow.
This idea that
There
you
you
could
go,
like
Cassandra.
breed more docile population. It's just
Ain't that something?
humanizing. He's talking about human beings like they're livestock.
And this wasn't
They
just a
were
random
to them.
cool idea. It was based on these like pseudoscientific theories that were floating around at the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they thought you could link physical characteristics with behavioral traits.
Wow.
Of course, it was all completely flawed, but they used it to justify their exploitation.
You know, it's interesting you bring that up because there are some parallels in the congressional debates we have from late 1700s.
Yeah, interesting.
Like some arguments against slavery in those debates were definitely about morality.
Right.
But a lot of them, a lot of the arguments revolved around money.
About
Economics.
money.
Yeah.
It's all about money with them fools. That's what-
Always power and money.
Power, yeah. More so
Power.
power, but
Yeah.
power, money, yes.
More so power.
Mhm.
Because the money will come with the power.
Yeah.
Gonna lose if we tax imported slaves.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like
Wow.
human lives were just
Line items on a balance sheet.
yeah. There's
That's
even a part in here where they outline the specific commodities used to pay for slaves, like rolls of tobacco, rum,
Wow.
even lengths of metal. It's
talking about some
crazy.
wow.
It's a stark reminder of how intertwined slavery was with the economic realities of the time. You
Mhm.
can see how the system was designed to benefit just a handful of people
Mhm.
at the expense of an entire population. It's
Yeah.
really powerful. And
Handful?
you know,
What? Handful? What? Hold on. Did she say handful of people?
That's what she said.
Handful. Honey, it benefited more than a handful. Trust that. For generations. We still got people that profited from slavery, whose family walking in the millions even to today. So what she mean handful? What's more than a handful? You got generations.
Well, you got a whole country, yeah. You have a whole
Exactly.
country built off
And
of that
businesses,
very
they're
thing.
still profiting. They're still profiting. Please. Tell my handfuls. What in the world she talking about? Well, go ahead.
alongside the Willie Lynch text, even if it's made up, it kind of makes sense why those methods might have resonated with slave owners.
It's just
How do they believe it's made up?
mind blowing to think about how deeply entrenched these systems were.
Hmm.
You know,
How they were. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because-
exactly. They still are. These systems are still here. What do they see that we don't? Or what do we see that they don't? And why don't they see what we see? I don't understand.
Because there ain't no such thing as. All right, I ain't gonna say that, but
Yeah, okay, exactly.
it's because our DNA does maybe tell a little bit of the story. Neanderthal blood in them.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what.
everything was connected to this exploitation.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it really does make you think, doesn't it? How these systems like persist. But that's why we're doing this, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are you
And
doing? Really?
speaking of systems, you know,
You're
one
doing
thing that
nothing,
really
right?
stood out
Exactly. You ain't
really
doing nothing.
was that whole thing about controlled language,
Oh yeah, that was a chilling part.
like creating a whole language to like limit understanding and to prevent resistance.
Yeah, like building a linguistic prison
It's-
to confine people's minds.
Exactly. Now, a made up language like that might seem a little far fetched, but
Yeah.
that whole principle, that idea of suppressing language to control people, it's been used throughout history.
You're right. I mean, think about all those indigenous communities that were forced to assimilate.
Hmm.
Their languages and cultures were actively suppressed.
Right.
Yes,
Or
they
even
were.
like think about authoritarian regimes with their censorship and propaganda,
Oh, absolutely. It's all about controlling information, shaping what people believe.
limiting access to knowledge. It's all connected.
It's about keeping people in the dark, preventing them from questioning things.
Right. And this control over language, it can have a huge impact on a group's identity, their agency.
Oh, without a doubt.
Which kind of brings us back to that last part of the Willie Lynch letter,
Hmm.
that really chilling remark where Black people are thanked for not supporting their own communities,
Mm-hmm.
like for not doing business with each other. It's like they're being praised for participating in their own economic disempowerment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe
But that let us speak though, huh?
We are participating in our own destruction every single day, but some more than others, I would say. But all right,
participating in their own economic disempowerment.
Yeah, it suggests that there was a conscious effort to like keep them dependent even after slavery was officially abolished.
Right, like Willie Lynch, whether he was real or not, his ghost is still hanging around, whispering these ideas.
I know what I mean.
Of division, control.
It's like, how do we even start to dismantle something so deeply rooted?
Yeah, that's the question.
Well, I think the first step is recognizing how.
Who cares what they say?
America ain't ready for that, baby.
But let me ask you, because they can't really answer that. What is the first steps to you consider to
recognizing this first, that is real, recognizing it first, and then you educate your own children. You show them this letter, you help them to understand, and you have to undo it. We have to educate our own babies, period. It's mandatory. These people have done so much hurt and harm to our children for 70 years. 70 years. Our kids right now don't even want to be married to black women and black men. That's the sad part. And they're not even done, because they're going to use our babies to try to regenerate their population, right? Because they know they can't have no babies. They can't, okay? Even with a black man give a white woman, they still have a problem with her having a baby, okay? But see, this is where we have to start, and we have to begin to continue and start educating our own. That's the only way. It's nothing else is important. Nothing else is going to work until you get back in them classrooms and begin to reteach and re-educate your own babies. For one, telling them who we really are, talking about your history and your culture, because our kids love history, our own. We don't want to hear about American history no more. We didn't heard enough about American history. Let's talk about our own history. Let's talk about our own culture, traditions, and where we came from. The truth about where we came from, not what they tell us. Not what somebody else came and told you that was paid to tell you some stuff. The truth about where we really came from and who we really are. That right there will change the world, will change their the way they see the world, the way they see themselves, the way they see their culture, the way they see their blackness. Because I remember a time we was proud to be black. Right now, don't nobody want to be African. But like it or not, that's where your DNA came from, whether you like it or not. That's where your DNA. So if you sitting up there telling me my great-great-grandma was da-da-da, and she was from Africa, that's probably where you're from. Okay? So let's stop with the nonsense. Black folk don't even want to deny their own history. That's about the dumbest thing I ever heard. I've never hear the Jews denying their own, never hear the Indians denying their history. Never hear nobody but black folks talking about what they not. Get out of here. We want to be Indians so bad. And I'm not saying some of us are, some of them are, okay? But I'm just saying most of us came from there, came from Africa. DNA came from there. Your great grandma was from there. Okay.
Yeah. Facts. Oh, what's up, Jermaine? But yeah, I agree with your answer. Is first of all, breaking your generational curses.
Yeah,
like we talk
recognizing them first. Recognize them jokes. Right. Boy, some people don't. Been walking in projects for 3 generations and still don't understand it's a generational curse, baby. Been walking in learning disabilities for 15 generations. You know what I'm saying? Don't even understand this is a generational curse. Some people say, I don't believe in that. Well, you don't have to. Just because you don't believe it don't mean that you're not walking in it.
Right.
You know,
you're still doing the same thing. You still got to get rid of whether you got it from anybody or you're just doing it on your own, you still got to get it over it. You know what I'm saying? And because it's not even like, just look at it on a practical level. Like, first of all, like you inherit like DNA from your parents, but exactly. you watch them and what they do when you're a baby, and you as a child, you imitate your parents, and a lot of the behaviors they might not even know is might be toxic. And so like you see your parents arguing and you think that that's normal. That's how it's supposed to be. And then you end up arguing with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? It's a practical thing. Like first you start with yourself, breaking the generational trauma. Yes. And then, like she said, educate your children to like at least let them stand on your shoulders so they can do what they have to do to advance. Like it's only our job to get the next generation to above where we are, so that they can be in a better position, so they can get the next generation above that.
Absolutely. And stop with this time of white folk white folk are not from Africa. Them devils right there from Satan's children, honey. I don't know why people keep thinking they from Africa. Them devils ain't from they from devils. They hybrids. Them Neanderthals. Those Satan seeds. They come to kill, steal, and destroy. Whose attributes are those? The enemies, demons, and devils. So many people don't even believe that he exists. And he's glad about it. But those his children, I guarantee you that. Because they act just like him.
I don't think everybody came from Africa. Because like all of that Neanderthal stuff is like developed and
this is why we need to educate our own self. This is why right here, them white folk gonna tell you they ain't from no damn Africa. They from Satan, from hell, from Satan. Them demons. I don't even give them then those are not even people. Those are not people. Go ahead.
It's like this constant process of filtering and shaping, and we just kind of accept it.
Right. We don't even realize it most of the time.
So if we want to break free from these cycles, we need to be more critical, more aware of the forces that are shaping our views.
Absolutely. And that's not easy.
No, it's not. Where do we even begin?
I think it starts by diversifying the voices we listen to, read books, engage with the complexity of the world.
We need to be informed citizens, engaged citizens.
Can make a difference.
Like, what do you mean?
Well, imagine having a conversation with someone like a family member who expresses a bias.
Forecast, is it saying something? Okay. Oh, am I? Wow. Okay. Thank you. I was like, something's going on here. I don't know what's going on. Thank you for that. I'm like, okay. But let's talk more about that, Jermaine. Let's talk about that. When they was cast down from the heavens, they were cast among what do you say? They were cast among men. So you have to understand where they came from. You have to understand where they came from. You have to understand who they really are. You have to understand what was done. You have to understand where they came from. Okay, thank you. Forecast, you back? Maybe not. Yeah, you back. Uh-oh. I don't know. Maybe not, Matron. Yeah, but we have to understand the history. And this is why we need to be educating our own. These white folk mess our babies up so bad. We just don't even know anything about our own blackness. And if we understood about our true history, that right there within itself would take you to another level. If we really understand. So many people believe so many things. And I'm like, some of this stuff, I can't even rock with it. But hey, if you want to believe in all that Egyptology and the Kemet and all that stuff, go right ahead. I've been doing a whole lot of research on that. That's not something I really am interested in. But that's the story of another day. So, but yeah. So for them to sit up here and tell us that, this Willie Lynch letter is fake. And I've heard white folks say that, oh, that's not true. That's fake. No, you can actually physically see black folk walking that thing out. They're not going to come and tell you that, hey, it really is true. We can tell for ourselves. We don't need white folk to tell us anything. We can tell what's true and what's not. We don't need anybody coming to us and say, this is what your history is. No, we know our history. Well, some of us do. But we have to really investigate our history. And by us educating our own, that'll help us to understand who we really are and let us walk in the pride of who we are. Let us walk in the gifts and let us walk in why we were created and where did it all start. We need to understand that. Our children don't know any of that. Our children don't even know the black history part of the black folk. Hold on, you guys. Okay, hold on. Let me see what forecast is. See what we can come up with. Does he need to? I don't know if he want to redo it or what. If he want to start the live over or not, let's find out. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. Y'all bear with us a little bit. Appreciate your patience, you guys. Let me read some of the comments. Oh, okay. Why am I so pro-woman? What does that mean? Why am I so pro-woman? I don't understand that. Tell me what you mean. I can't. Why am I? It's Cassidra. It's not Cassandra. It's Cassidra. Why are you so pro-woman? What does that mean? I also don't you respect the 42 laws of my no, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that Satan worship. I don't believe in that. But hey, that's a story of another day. Because no, I don't believe in all that. Well, you know what? That might not be your story, but it could be mine. You know, everybody has their own story, and because I don't believe in your story, it does not mean. I mean, you can believe in you believe in your story if you want, but I'm not here to argue about religion and all that stuff. You believe what you want. I'm not here to say, hey, don't believe that. You believe what you want. That's how I feel. But yeah. But and see, this is another reason. Everybody get mad because you don't believe how they believe. No, everybody can believe whatever. You can believe in the birds, and you can believe in horse. You can believe in in all these other gods, and you can believe in the Egypt. You can believe all of that. You can believe that she, her husband died, and she put them back together and had a baby. By who? Believe whatever you want. I don't care. But the point of the matter is, we're talking about this Willie Lynch. And Willie Lynch is real. I don't care what nobody say, because we can tell. We can see it. We can see it. Hold on. Okay, he said he coming back, you guys. He said he coming back. So yeah, we have to. This is what's a really good idea of us, how we need to get back to. I think we need to do like a like, what do you call that when you really rally in for schools, and every week we put a school up and we rally behind that school, and we really put that school out there, and we tell the area that school is in, and let it be a black school. I believe it has to be a black school, and we put those schools up there, and we really rally behind it. It's going to take a couple of years for black folk to get it, but if we talk about it constantly, about us going and support these different schools, and hey, if that school is in your area, we want black folk to take your children out of some of these schools and put them into those black schools. When are we going to start doing that? When are we going to start? We understand what they do to our children. We're understanding. We've been doing this for 70 years. When are we going to get to the point where we're changing things and we're changing our situation? We can't wait for them to change our situation, because if we wait for them, it's never going to change. We're going to continuously follow behind them, and the mindset will never change. I mean, they've had generations, about three generations now that they've been educating. That's crazy. What are we doing? And we're not tired of what we're seeing. Just like this little baby, the little young man who was with the one that we started talking about in the beginning. That situation would have never been if he wouldn't have been in that school. You understand what I'm saying? So we're creating extra problems. We're creating problems for our babies that they shouldn't even be handling right now. If we were separated and they had their thing, and I think Trump was even talking about that. Hey, separation is key. Separate. I hope he does do that Separation Act, because I believe that that's going to be a good thing, and that's going to force black folk to come together with black people. That's going to force us to educate our own. That's going to force us to take our money from them. That's going to force us to educate our own, to support our own businesses, okay, and to spend more money with our own people. And I think that's what we need to do. We need, rather, even because he brought it up, let's go ahead and do it so that we can show them we don't need you guys. But right now, we should be building and creating things for our own selves. We should be creating our own businesses. Like we have websites now, we have websites now that have, their own businesses. And that's what we should be supporting. Anytime you can support a black-owned business, then that's what we need to be doing. And that's not what we're doing. We're not doing that. That's what we should be doing, right? So, yeah. Let's see. Let me see. I'm trying to see if he's back or not. Because he said he had to start his computer. I think his computer was messing up. Okay, hold on, you guys. Uh-oh, his computer's not coming up. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm gonna tell him to use his phone. Hold on. I don't know if he can or not. Okay. Let me see. But we have to understand, you guys talking about religion here. My thing is, it's not about religion for me. It's about relationship. So you guys are into all of this, religion and stuff. I don't care about religion. Religion has caused more deaths. Religion has caused more harm than good in the Black community. Religion has caused so much death on this earth. You got KKK members talking, oh, I'm a Christian. What in the world? Get out of here. It's about relationship. Why do you guys think that you still see what's going on in the Black community? Because everybody, oh, I'm Christian this, oh, I'm Egyptology, I'm Kemet here, and we serving false gods. We have to stop. Nothing is going to change for Black people as long as we're serving the false gods, as long as we're still dipping and dabbing. And that's what happened to Black folk in the first place. We were serving false gods and we still doing it. We still have not learned from that. We still sitting up here doing the same stuff that our ancestors did that kept them in captivity. And we turn around and still doing the same thing. Aren't we tired of being in captivity? I don't know about y'all, but I am. Aren't we tired? I'm tired of it. It's all about relationship. You got a whole lot of stuff going on in all of what the Kemet and the Egyptology and the Christians and the pastor sleep with a little boy, all this stuff going on, and we sitting up there still trying to be in religion. Get out of that. Get out. It's about relationship. Religion has nothing to do with it. It shouldn't. Not for me. It's about relationship. It's about you spending time. It's about you sitting quiet sometime and just hearing your own thoughts to understand, am I on the right track? Am I doing what I need to do? Am I doing what I was put on this earth to do? And if you're sitting up here and not understanding what you need to be doing with your life right now, then it's time for you to get quiet and understand why were you put on this earth? What was I born for? And sometimes you're walking in your gifts and don't even understand it because you're not quiet enough. You have to be quiet in order to find out what your gifts are. Once you find that gift out, trust and believe me, you're going to be fine. But see, a lot of people aren't understanding. We have a whole lot of generational stuff, doors that's open, and we need to close those doors. And we're not doing that. So this is here again, you're not seeing the blessings. You're not seeing the goodness and the greatness of the Most High. You're not seeing it. You're not walking in it because you're still having those doors open that your grandma opened with the witchcraft, and you're doing see, people don't even understand a lot of that stuff, what it's connected to. You have to do your research to understand where it came from. You got to do your research. And I'm not, trying to say anything about, like I said, it's about relationship, you guys. I don't want to repeat anything that my forefathers walked in. Okay, he said he's on this way. Okay. I don't want to walk in nothing that my forefathers walked in as far as religion, because that got us in trouble. That got us in trouble. We weren't Christians before we came over here. I'm reading some comment. Christianity is a form of European Islam. It's from Middle East. Make the separation. It's about relationship. Like I said, it's not about religion. It's not about Christianity. It's not about, I'm not a Muslim. I'm not a Christian. I'm not into the spirituality. That's not who I am. It's not about that. It's about relationship. Now, if you talk about relationship, let's talk. It's about relationship. It's about me spending time. It's about doing the diary and him sitting down and being quiet, having me some good music on and understanding where am I going. It's about me raising my children the way I'm supposed to. It's about me pouring into my kids for the future generation. But we so busy right now, we don't even understand it. We don't even see our kids' gifts. We don't even understand their gifts. We can see stuff and not even, and we're here as parents we're supposed to walk our children into their gifts, right? But how do you do that if you're working 16-hour days or you're working 12-hour days? He told us that your gifts will make room for you. So why aren't we in our own business? That's what we got some stuff that we need to work on. We should be walking in our own business right now. We should be working in our own business. We should be pulling that out of our children. If our children are entrepreneurs, we should be pulling that out of them. It's things here as parents that we need to be doing instead of us arguing about what religion you are. We should be walking in our gifts so that our gifts can make room for us, so that we won't have to struggle. And also, you have to be, we should be sitting up here making a list of some things in our lives that we see that's wrong, like generational stuff. We need to be sealing them doors. But see, people don't understand that. They so busy trying to argue about this, that, and the other, and walking right into the stuff that your ancestors walked in. I'm not finna walk in that. I'm not going to walk into their stuff. I want to understand truth, and I want to walk in the truth. Forecast, you back? Okay, you got two of you up here. Okay.
All right, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can't get on my computer no more because I don't know what happened. It's not, my mic just went out.
Oh man, somebody. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. We probably have to probably cut it short because I can't even like pull up anything else on my computer no more.
I can't say I'm set in my ways. How am I set in my ways? Because I'm not religious. I don't walk in religion. I don't understand. I don't understand what you're trying to say. Say what you're trying to say. Type what you're trying to say. He don't bother me. I can. What you're trying to say. I'm set in my ways. How? Because I don't want to walk in I don't want to walk in spirituality. No, I'm not going to walk in that. That's not something our ancestors. No, that's not something I'm going to walk in. But you can if you want. Hey, how about it? That's what you don't walk in it. Enjoy it. But no, I'm not going to walk in that. That's not who I am. And rather that's set in my ways or in my truth. How about that? So yeah. But go ahead, forecast.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on because it's saying that like I had a power surge or something on my computer. It ain't even working.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
so you on your phone now?
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Okay.
But I can't have nothing on the computer right now.
Okay.
Yeah. But because I don't even know. I missed what y'all was saying. I was trying to get back on, but so I probably ain't gonna be able to finish, but we probably have to talk about the Lake Lanier stuff later.
Oh man, the Lake Lanier, man. What do you want me to pull up? What, that right there? Woo! That's a very interesting subject right there. You actually believe it's haunted? What do you think?
Or I mean, I wouldn't be surprised or whatever, like all I can say is I wish like no black people would die in there, just let everybody else go and do what they do. But I just wish no black people got caught up over there.
Yeah, well, this is how we have to start understanding our history again. You got people that just don't have respect and they gonna do what they do.
Right. But no, yeah, I mean, I do think it's like it should be, but I do think it's like them destroying our towns and stuff like that, and and I think it's two sides to that story. The fact that we had our own towns to begin with, that's the part we got to talk about because we don't focus on the success and how we use because and this is what I will say, right? Because we at one point realized that our greatest enemy, who our enemy was, and we was at a point where we couldn't afford to sit there and argue with each other because even these arguments is a part of the Willie Lynch thing. You divide people based off everything, gender, age, colorism, spirituality. That's why I don't say anything to like people who are Muslims, Christians. Like if you are black first and for black people and building for black people,
exactly.
then I can support you in what you're doing, whether I agree with whatever like I said, I do like we should like have our if somebody ain't like pushing it down your throat or trying to make you sign up for something, so that's why I can support anybody because that is a part of the whole Willie Lynch conversation, right? Because like we will find something to argue or debate about, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to focus on the things that we agree. We can agree on 95% of the stuff, but that'd be like and you getting on here talking about the subjects we don't agree with each other every week instead of the things that we do agree with, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I'll be like, yo, we could talk, like, let's like talk about the breaking generational curses, talk about our mental health, our food, our finances, business, and all of these different things, because a part of breaking the Willie Lynch thing is finding the things that we agree with each other
Yeah.
on. And we can still disagree, but we have to be in a space where we can disagree respectfully and like whatever. But our disagreements right now is a problem because we got so many things going wrong that, like, listen, if like I would say, like, with Kofi in the building, me and him disagree on a lot of stuff. But if he got a program like, yo, I'm trying to help Black children do this thing, I don't care what he believes in. I don't care if
Exactly.
he's a
That shouldn't even
Democrat or
matter.
whatever, you know. So, and I'm not gonna be like, and I'm not trying to say this. I'm just trying to make it towards like the program that we have in right now, as far as the Willie Lynch thing, you know. Because as Black people, like, that's why I'd be like, yo, when we be out there, like, try to hold the door for like another, like, Black people. I hold the door for men or women, you know what I'm saying? It's not just like that. Speak to another Black man when I see him, like, look him in the eye, like, what's going on, brother, you know what I'm saying? Or speak to another sister, you know. We need to like try to find common ground with each other so that we can really like build and create with each other, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I guess that's what I'll say about that, you know.
You know what? We can also see the Willie Lynch syndrome even in the Africa to do with Burkina Faso right now. You got a Black guy that's coming against him, right? But anytime, but you have to understand, it's even in the U.S. when Master J and NFAC, remember that dude? He was trying to free Black folk. He was talking good stuff. He was talking about Black folk and how we could be free and what we needed to do, right? You had Black folk coming against him. That's part of Willie Lynch. Even with the Burkina Faso, that dude is doing amazing things in his country. But you got a Black dude now that's been paid by Europe, by America to sow some discord. And that's what they do. That they did that with the Black Panthers, right? COINTELPRO. They doing the same thing. There's no new plan. There's nothing new under the sun, people. But when we talk about being free, you got Black folk that's gonna come against that because of fear. That's all it's about. It's about fear. You want fear that, oh God, she don't think like me, or he don't think like me. Hey, nobody's gonna think like you. You're an individual. You grew up different. You grew up in a household, with your mom and or mom or dad or whoever. Everybody thought different, and you were trained different. I was trained different, but guess what? But it's about building. So if anybody you ready to build, let's build. I don't care. As long as I'm not dealing with that LGBT stuff, I'm good. You want to build, let's build. As long as you Black first, you want to build, let's build. But we have to get off of this thing where I need you to think like me. I need you to be a Democrat like me. I need you, even if it's not working for you, you still need to walk in that with me until I say we're done. No, you walk in that mess by yourself. If that's where you still are and I'm not there, then you walk it out. You be you. You do you. But don't expect other people to walk that garbage out with you, because that's your stuff. That's not everybody else's stuff. Because some people have woke up to truth. And if you're not there yet, it's okay. Stay asleep as long as you want to. But if you're ready to build, let's go over here and let's build. And you can go back to believe in the Democrats. You can believe in the Republicans. You can believe in whatever you want to believe in. But let's start. Let's build. That's what it's about. I don't have time for all of this crazy stuff. Well, you're a Democrat, I'm not. And, who cares? Who cares? Let's build. Let's build. Let's get into what you were put on this earth to do. Let's do what we need to do. Let's come on here and let's build some foundations. Let's continue working with Ram in the bush. Let's continue getting our inmates jobs. Let's continue getting our seniors jobs. I had a group of students this week. Sent them to unemployment. Let's go. I got a girlfriend there. I got another friend over there. I'm just, hey, wherever I can plug them, I'm plugging them. I don't care. I'm plugging them because that's what, hey, creating businesses, creating entrepreneurs. If you want to stay and work under that person, go ahead. If not, get your certification, and create your own business. That's what it's about for me. So all of this right here, arguing about all this crazy stuff, that don't matter to me. That's nothing. I ain't got time for that. You do your religion, you do that. But let's build over here. Let's come on over here. What you doing? Okay, you talking about religion, but are you building? What are you doing besides religion? Are you building? What you building? You working your job doing what? Come on, that's what it's about. It's about not just working a job, but also building. How you building? What are you doing different? What are you doing with your life? What are you doing with yourself? Besides arguing with somebody about religion. Who got time? I don't give a dang about that stuff. It ain't about religion for me. It's about relationship. I keep telling people relationship. Can you get a prayer through? Relationship. Can you get miracles? Do you believe in miracles? Because I haven't seen them. I'm just saying.
And I'll say and I'll say this, right? Because and there's a reason why, like, yo, black as long as you black first people follow this channel with of all different kind of beliefs, you know what I'm saying? And I like, and I learn from everybody. And that's the thing that we have to realize, like, yo, you can learn from any and everything that's out there, you know what I'm saying? And you should, matter of fact, and like, because I learn and listen to every single thing, and I take it and apply it for how I could value and increase my life per se, you know what I'm saying? And even when I listen to people, it's just you take what you agree with and then leave the rest, you know what I'm saying? And then you can't like not taking the information that may help you because of what somebody, like, the thing is, like, because whether you agree with or beliefs, Cassidra is knows the ins and outs about creating businesses and nonprofits, and you need to listen to the game that she does have, and that goes for like anybody. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying anybody in here or nothing like that. I'm just saying for us to, because we also have to understand, right? 'Cause for us to be meeting, like, it doesn't matter because we all agree on black economics. Every one of us in here should agree on we need black schools, and we all might have a different religious belief or a belief about the universe and all that, but we all believe that black children matter and their education matters, and we should be funding black schools. So we can sit here and talk about that, but a part of keeping our communities separated is that for some reason we look for and find the things that we are divided about, and then sometimes our egos get into it and all of that stuff. And I'll be guilty of it too, because all of the stuff that we've been talking about lately, you know what I'm saying? But it's more important for us to work together in the things that we can work together in, so that we can overcome like this Willie Lynch mindset. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit there and like blame, like when we talk about the gender thing and blaming, because another thing I wanted to play too was parents and children, and like children going no contact, but from black people's perspective, because that's another thing, because that's what we was talking about with Bakari, because he thinks like I'm coming at a certain age of people, but it's not, I'm not necessarily doing that. But there is age differences where we argue between age too, and light skin versus dark skin and all type of things that's all of it. And it said, to keep black people from supporting black people, you know what I'm saying? That's why it's hard for us to, so it said at the end of that letter, like, I thank black people for not supporting other black people. You know what I'm saying? So that is something that it's not our fault, but it is our responsibility to overcome all of these things, you know what I'm saying? And that's like really the baseline message that we trying to get across, right? That we need to talk, like, our mental health is important, how we treat each other, our relationships with each other. It needs to heal so that we can have, so that our young men don't know, like, is not out here like having crazy dating lives until they get to 40 before they figure it out. And the women out here becoming single mothers and can't raise their children and don't have time to do that, and they can't figure it out because we in a system that is designed for not only to make us depend on it, but to work for it and it runs off of our blood, our bloodshed. And literally the only thing that can destroy, that's why the first stage of the Willie Lynch thing is the family, to divide the black man and the black woman in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Because we in a system that will easily be destroyed with black unity. But that's what makes this whole Willie Lynch thing important. And that's why it's important for us to find things to sit here and argue and fight over all the time. You know what I'm saying? And that's a part of why we have trouble building. Then we turn around and sit there. Why can't we build nothing? I can't trust black. Well, no, because you sit there like you consider, you talk about NFAC, or because if I say anybody, like that's why I try to pick videos with nobody on there. Because if I pick up anybody, the first thing people is gonna say, I don't like him because like, and it's irrelevant about why I play it,
Right.
because I don't like Jason Whitlock, but I played it for a reason, though. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It's the lesson in
Yep.
it. You can learn a lesson
Yeah.
in any and everything. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, until we get to a point where our brother and sisterhood and our love for each other is
Yeah.
stronger than the things that we disagree about, we're gonna keep sitting there being like, yo, why can't we build a black school? Why can't we do this? But the minute that our like, hey, I could be like, yo, Cassidra, I disagree with that statement you just said, and you're like, hey, that's cool, you know, I disagree with that one, and then but we do agree on this. Let's talk about that. The minute that we can do that as a people, then we ain't talking about what anybody else is doing. We creating and building our own institutions. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's how you destroy the Willie Lynch syndrome. And the
Yeah.
first step is you not arguing with your brother and your sister or finding reasons to argue. Or if you do argue with them, it's okay, but don't take it to that next level. You know what I'm saying? And try to find the things is that you agree on, and y'all talk about that. And not only just talk though, but put the work in. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, you want to say something, Cassandra?
You know what? It's just so amazing because I was looking at something today and I seen where IUC the bishop, the dude, right, the black guy, he went to Africa and he was telling them that Jesus was black, right? And you know those people started stoning him, throwing stones at him. And I'm like, see, this is what I'm talking about. We spend so much time on nonsense stuff that just like, why would that be? You know what I'm saying? We spend so much time on stuff that we shouldn't be spending time with. You know, just like the NFAC, I'm gonna keep bringing him up because I'm gonna tell you how people dogged that brother out. Really, when he went to court, people just didn't support him like that. And I'm like, we should have, just like this young brother that's getting ready to go to court now. We should be supporting him. We should be showing up. We should, people, especially people that's living right in that city. Black folks should be showing up, but we don't do that. When are we going to love on each other? When are we going to stop? Look, if you don't agree with something, it doesn't matter. Cassie is building. That's all should be important. It doesn't matter what I think. It matters that I'm doing the work and we building together. That's all that should matter. But we are so busy thinking about small stuff, because they got us trained like that. And we don't even understand that we trained to think the way we think. We are trained to go against each other. We are trained, so when we do go to one of their businesses, one of another black brother's businesses, we looking for stuff to complain about. We looking for the them portions too little. Oh, I had to eat off a raggedy. Oh, my plate was this. We looking for stuff. We have to stop. It is time for us to be healed up. It's on us. Therapy works. Go get some therapy. If you know that you don't like your black brother, you know you don't like black women, you need to go get some therapy. Why don't you like your own? Why do you think those people are your friends? Why do you think they're okay to mix and mingle with? Why do you think those women are all of that? Why don't you? It's time to get some help, black family. Therapy works. We have EAP on our jobs. Go to therapy. EAP. It's time for us to get to the place where we are looking at each other and smiling at each other instead of putting your head down. I could walk past a black person, they put their head down. I be saying, "Hey, how you doing?" I sure do. I make them speak. How many times y'all do that? Do you make folks speak when they walking past you, especially the ones that put their head down? I go, "What you putting your head down? Ain't no money down there." What you looking for down there? Seriously. But I'm making a joke because I want to, I want Black folk to get back to loving each other. I want us to get back to, hey, how you doing? What's going on? I want you to get back to that. It's time for us to heal. And if we don't start doing it individually, it's never going to get done. Therapy works. I'm telling you. You got EAP, you get 3 sessions, go. And then after the end, you'll pay probably $17 per session. Everybody on here needs to sign up this week. I'm just saying, we got to start somewhere. And not just you, but sign your family up, your kids. Sign your grandkids up. Suggest your kids go. Suggest your daughters go. Suggest your sons go. We need it. Our boys growing up without dads. I was talking to a young lady today. She said, young folk don't have relationships no more. I said, what do you mean? She said, they don't date. They just sex it and keep moving. I'm like, what is that? What are we doing here? We don't go to pizza. We don't go to dinner. We don't go to movies. What happened to that? What's going on? We got to fix that. It's things in our community that's broken. We have to fix it. If we don't fix it, who's going to fix it? They don't care. They hoping you stay broke. They hoping you stay broken. Because the more you broken, the more you're going to give your money to them. The more you're going to support their businesses. The more you're going to keep on cooning after them. The more they can do what they want with you and send your brother up to the river and you ain't got nothing to say. That's what they did in FAC. Gave him 7 years for what? For what? And now let's see how much time they're going to get this brother. No, we should be in their courtroom making sure that they do justice. Just like we did with George Floyd. We need to be protecting this baby. This is a baby. He was bullied. He did what he thought was best. And you got crackers talking about, this was an honor roll student. This boy wasn't no troublemaker. He was an honor roll student. I seen somewhere where he saved the little boy's life. I don't know if that was him or not. Did you see that? I seen where somebody had on, that few years ago, he jumped in and saved some little white boy's life. I'm like, should have just left the little white boy down there. That'd be one less. I'm just saying, why are we going all out for them? Would you have done that for your own? Let's stop doing things for them and start doing for your own. How about that? Because it's time for us to heal. Now more than anything. Because I'm gonna tell you what, Trump gonna make you he gonna make y'all come together. And I hope he does do the Separation Act. I really hope he wasn't just talking, but we ought to show him better than we could tell him, let's do it. Let's do it on our own. Let's create our own schools. Let's go and buy some 100 acres of land. Get 10 families together and everybody put some money together and go get some of that land that's in foreclosure or some tax on land. Let's do it. But no, we want to sit here and complain about, religion. We want to complain about all this, that. No, let's build. I'll rest for that.
No, yeah, I agree. And I'll say this before we wrap it up, right? Because like I said, like if you listen to all of the last things she was just saying, she was just dropping jewels, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's my point, And listen, I'll say for me, right? Because I've been in therapy, right? Like, and I say it depends on who you go to too. Like, you got to pick because I went to
wouldn't go
one
to no
person.
white one.
No, I went to one brother.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, yeah, no, definitely. You can't. I didn't know way you could go to the white, but no, like one brother is like, but it helped me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like the last brother that I went to, you know what I'm saying? It helped me see a whole lot of things and help my relationship with myself even. You know what I'm saying? And,
awesome, yes.
And yeah, it definitely because. A lot of times, because people don't want to talk about it, right? Where you get in your head, you talk negative to yourself, you become your own worst enemy, right? And the way that you treat yourself is going to reflect the way that everybody around you treats you. You know what I'm saying? And it's not what you want, it's like how you treat yourself, right? So if you in your own head saying, oh, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're this, you're that, like what you're gonna get is a reflection of that to prove yourself right. You know what I'm saying? And when you start loving yourself and treating yourself with the love and respect that you deserve, when other people come and cross you, you're going to stand up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see a brother that looks like you and stand up for that brother because you know what that is like. You know what I'm saying? And if you on a path where you like have that, you know, because I get it. It's like a feeling you get in like your chest, or like it's like a stream like anger and like, you know what I'm saying? And it's a place for that. You're supposed to be angry, and you use it in the right for the right things as motivation to build the stuff that you need to build and to point your energy towards where it's supposed to be pointed to. You know what I'm saying? But yo, once you get on that path of respecting and loving
Yeah.
yourself, it's gonna be
Yes.
easier for you to take care of your children, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And to take care of your family, take care of your community. And all of that stuff definitely helps when it comes to like getting with therapy, because you realize like a lot of the stuff that you tell yourself don't even come from you. It's not even your own thoughts. It
Right.
may be something your parents put into you while you was a child.
Right.
And then you even realize it was something that their parents put into them, and then you realize where this whole
Yes.
lineage comes from as Black people,
Yeah.
that this mentality comes from an outside force of this Willie Lynch thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Our parents was taught to look at the ground, don't look at. And so what did they teach you? To keep your eyes on the ground. Don't look at no white, because they want you to survive. But what they're really doing is passing down trauma from
Yeah.
generation to generation. So
Yeah.
now when you sitting there telling yourself all these negative thoughts, it's not
Mhm.
coming from you. That's why on TV and all of these stuff, all these programs is anti-Black stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
All of this stuff is anti-Black. And then we wonder why we have self-hatred, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because that's
So
what
why are we
like,
still even watching it? Why we
yeah.
have guys, we have from Hebrews to Negroes, he has his own channel. Why aren't we picking up some of them channels, some of these Black folk channels? You know, I think Michi, she had her own channel, you know, Roku or something. Why aren't we watching that? These are things that we can celebrate. We can help. You know, we complain, but we have Black people that have Black shows, and that, you know, they have their own channels, right? That, you know, hey, you may have to pay what, $6.99 or something for one. Maybe, you know, $10.99, you know, whatever. But still, you pay that for Netflix. But look at the movies you get. Why don't we go on a boycott, and why don't we just disconnect from Netflix and join some of these Black folk? They have their own Netflix. They have their own channels. Why aren't we, you know, if you paying $7.99 or $8.99 for Netflix, disconnect that and go and join from Hebrews to Negroes, Ron Dalton. I mean, you know, Michi, she's got her own. Why aren't we supporting that? So we have people doing stuff, but we won't support them. And that's done on purpose. Just like these Black schools. We have Black schools around here. We have several, but we don't support them. We'll hear about it. Zykes Institute in New York. We hear about it, but are we ready to join? No. And you got people right in New York who will ride right past that school and take your child to a white school that's half teaching your child. Some of y'all kids can't even read. And y'all sit up there and get them white folk, get them your children every single day, 5 days a week, from 8 to 2, 7 to 5, whatever it is. I don't know what time school is. Mine been out of school for years, okay? But I'm just saying, aren't we tired of that? When are we going to stop and do something different? Why are we waiting for somebody else to lead us out the fire? Aren't you tired of burning? Aren't you tired of being in that burning building that Martin Luther King, who we really trusted and believed in, set us up and put your behinds in the burning building and left you? Aren't we tired of the burning building? I'm tired of being in that building. I'm ready to come out. Who ready? Let's go. Just that easy. Just that easy. But nope, if everybody don't go, one person won't. If 1,500 don't go, nobody's going. Like, well, hey, one at a time. With enough people, when they see enough people exiting, then everybody will exit. But somebody got to start exiting somewhere. Go ahead, forecast.
No, yeah, I agree. And but yeah, we're gonna wrap it up because I can't even do nothing else. So, but no, you got anything else you want to say
No,
before
I'm
we wrap
good.
it up?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna try to fix my mic and all that stuff or my computer. It's like I don't know what happened. It said a power surge in my computer or something. So
Go to pawn shop and get another one.
yeah, probably. Yeah, that probably was what I'm gonna have to do because my mic ain't even no
I
fancy
mean, they
mic
order.
anyway.
Hey, you can order a really nice one, like what, $20-$25 from Amazon. Get a refurbished one. My husband,
Yeah.
he's not a computer guy, but he, wanted. I pay $25. I think I paid for that thing.
Yeah. If I can't fix it, I'll probably try to get a new one by before next week. So, but yeah. So I appreciate everybody for listening, and I appreciate you, Cassidra, and for your time and everything like that.
Thank you for the invite. Thank you for the invite. It's about
Yeah.
teamwork.
Yeah, I wish I could have did that, but I played the last words last time. I would have used that to do more. Sometimes violence is necessary. Sometimes you got
Yay.
to take out your enemies. That's what he said. So it's not my
Yes.
words, but no, I appreciate all of y'all listening. Shouts out to let's see who was in here. Shouts out to Jermaine Thompson. Shouts out to DeMarcus. Yo, it's been
Yes.
like over a year or two since I've seen you. Shouts out to you. Shouts out to Icon Fire. Shouts out to William Bell. Shouts
Yeah.
out to Raw. Shouts out Matron.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Kofi. Shouts out to my brother Anthony, who was in the building. And shouts out to everybody else who was listening. I appreciate all of y'all for listening. And much love to all y'all. And as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're going to keep falling for anything.
Peace, family.